What's up, agents, and welcome back to another Division video. We're going to play with a build that, quite frankly, is probably going to get nerfed at some point. It's only a matter of time. Don't forget to like, share, comment and subscribe, and let's give it a go. Of course, I am talking about, yes, Determined. Determined doesn't really work correctly, or maybe it does, but as of right now it seems that it doesn't, and the perfect version does. We're on heroic here right now. Is he peeking? We're actually on invaded, which wasn't my intention, but as you can see, we're hitting for a healthy 26. Elites are certainly not a problem. Apart from me, I missed that one. Don't gas me. Nice. Now, there's a couple of ways you can run this, and what we'll do is we'll evaluate that when we go over the gear in just a second. I'm going to do one more room, because obviously since kind of this build was been in me loadouts, Turmoil has become a thing. Now, I'm not running Turmoil, and Turmoil does work crazy when it comes to Headhunter and Determined, essentially allowing you to get 2 kills at once. So what I'll do is we'll take a look at the build and we'll discuss which part we would switch for the Turmoil knees if you wanted to switch them in. But what's crazy is how much more damage this will be able to do next season when we finally get hold of the new exotic mask that lets us run 2 gun talents. Even the dogs, if you let them die, if you wait, boom, it procs Determined, and then we go get through again, boom, it procs Determined. Dog's gonna die. But the only thing I can kind of complain about with the wide depth is that you only get 5 bullets. Reload time when you kill a dog, wait for Determined to proc, and then just keep going at it again. Oops, missed. Show me your pinky. Oh, your head. And yeah, as you can see, it's just really straightforward, really easy. You can use whatever marksman rifle that you want. M700 is just really, really good. The wide depth obviously is really, really good. I'm gonna give you a shout out to that M700 though. I absolutely love this gun, probably more than the wide depth, but as you can see, we can sacrifice bullets essentially and do more damage. Secondary gun, you can have whatever you want. You can perhaps run a Nemesis if you want to stick with the marksman rifle theme, or just run an assault rifle, something to get you out of trouble if things are a little bit closer. With this build, because we are not running any exotics, you can perhaps slap on your Scorpio. It does give you a little bit of respite when it comes to up close and personal, and maybe the same with the St. Elmo's engine. Them electric bullets can be pretty useful. If you're going to swap over to the Harvest to carry on Determined, you can do. It won't be as powerful when it hits, because we are expecting to some marksman rifle damage across the board, but yet it's another option as well, just as a backup. We probably don't ever use these though, let's face it. We're going to run the Ninja Bite backpack so that it gives us resourceful, unlocking 2 attributes on each set of our gear. And because we get no damage talent on our backpack, that's important because we need to make up that extra damage and some, so that running this build is actually worth it. Now, what we're going to talk about here is which piece would we get rid of if we were going to run the Turmoil knees. Well, it depends which one has the lowest stats, right? So At the moment, we're running an Araldi chest piece with marksman rifle and headshot damage. I would love this to be weapon handling. I just don't have one. It's just headshot damage for now. But headhunter obviously is very important. That's where the majority of your damage is. So that's where you want to keep that. If you've not got one of these though, you could just run a chain killer. You'll lose out on a tiny bit of damage, but not too much. Then we got the Habsburg Guard. So this gives us 13% headshot damage and marksman rifle damage. You can see here weapon handling and headshot is what you need to farm so that you can change the core attribute to red. Probably the hardest piece in the build to actually farm. But this is giving us 20 marksman and 13 headshots. A total of 33 extra damage so far. Then if we were to look at this, obviously you can see here the breaking point gives us way more. Well, it doesn't actually. It gives us doesn't, because we're not using a rifle. So it just gives us a blank 25% marksman rifle damage. So far, this is really our loser when it comes to changing a piece. Or is it? Actually, no, because we only get 15% marksman rifle damage from the aces and 8 piece. So now that is now the running loser. When it comes to hot shots, we get 30% marksman rifle and 30% weapon handling. So if I was going to swap anything out, it would definitely be the aces and 8s piece. So what I would do is I would run some breaking point gloves that I just happen to have, and then I would slide on they're on my other character, the turmoil knees essentially, and that is what I would run. But let's go back to this build as it was. There it is, it's back as it was. So if you wanted to take a look at the stats, and just before we do that, revive hive, a decoy, or whatever you want. I like the assault drone. I think it does the absolute business when it comes to getting in people's way. And obviously mine's level 28 as well, so it puts in a decent chunk of damage. If you wanted to take a look at the stats, you can see we're at 278% headshot damage, and that really is the only stat that matters. But any extra weapon handling along the way will definitely come in useful, because as you can see, crit chance is only 45%, so it really isn't worth stacking into any critical hit chance. If you wanted to take a look at the gun, we've got headshot damage, we've got stability, and we've got weapon damage. This one here is kind of up for grabs. You can put some more crit chance in or accuracy. It just really depends on your playstyle. But that is going to be it for the video. Sniper Sunday. So don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe. I hope you enjoyed the video. Well, I'll see you in the next one. Don't forget dropping a like. Thanks a lot. Bye bye.